a man had just bought a home, and he was out cleaning the fire pit, and he found a pair of old military grenades in the fire pit. You know, that would sober you up. If you were drunk, that would sober you up real fast, because you don't want to mess with these things. The officers there evacuated a 300-foot area around the house on Sunday. They said that after the explosives were discovered, but they still have not detonated them. This was just from this last Sunday. Here it's Friday already, and these grenades have been sitting there. You know, who knows how long they've been sitting in this fire pit, but they haven't even exploded these things yet, so they don't even know if they're still active or not. If for me, I'd be like, please just get rid of them now. I don't want to wait till they decide to go off by themselves. But they said that the pins that are in the grenades were still intact, which is good. These could be dummies that someone thought, screw it, you know, I'll just throw them in there as a gag and let them figure it out. Or if they had, let's say they were live and they didn't see them, and they started a bonfire in there. They're standing there by their grill cooking their meat or their vegetables or whatever, and these things blew up. That could have been tragic. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, I keep my grenades in the kitchen bread box. Because, you know, the fire pit is a terrible place to keep them because, as the article says, they get rusty.
Yeah.
You know, you keep them outdoors, they're in the fire pit, you know, you're burning fires all day long, it rains, you know, iron rusts. It just rusts. You don't want your grenades rusty.
No, you don't want them rusty.
And, you know, who wants to lop a rusty grenade over the neighbor's fence? You know,
not me.
You could get tetanus from that. That's horrible. You need to get that shot like every 7 years or some shit.
How'd you cut yourself? I cut it on my grenade.
Well, I was throwing a grenade at my neighbor, and now I have tetanus. Can I have a shot, please?
You know, not to cut you off, this reminds me. There's this old TV show called Hogan's Heroes, and there was this one particular episode where they had some dynamite sitting out, and the guard Schultz, he's coming in, so everybody's like, "Where are we gonna hide we gotta hide this dynamite." So they threw it into the stove. It's like, why would you throw it in the stove? Well,
you can't throw dynamite anyway,
right? No. I mean, they placed it all inside the wood stove there. So, and it was a little cold outside and everything. But so they're like, who's gonna think of keeping dynamite in a stove? That would be the last place anybody would look. So he asked for a cigarette. He lights it up. He's just about to throw it into the stove, and they stop him just before it gets. He throws it in there. So there was a little hilarious situation there. You don't want to have the the dynamite going off in the stove there. But this is the same kind of situation. I mean, it's in a fire pit, so explosives. So go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But
no, that's fine. Like you mentioned, they don't know if the grenades are armed or not.
Right.
I was as soon as I read this article, I was very curious to know, like, were these live grenades?
Yes.
Because they were in a fire pit. I mean, who the heck throws a grenade in a fire pit?
Right.
So my first reaction was like, okay, are they? So I went and looked for an update on the article. Mm-hmm. The article is from 5 days ago, and all the articles I could find about it said the bomb squad's going to blow them up on Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday is 2 days from now.
Yes.
They haven't blown them up yet, which means they're sitting in some, like, bunker somewhere. Like, the bomb squad has them in this, like, sealed bunker, and they're like, all right, on Sunday, we're going to take them out there on the bomb range, and we're going to see if they're real. And they're going to blow them up with charges.
It just says that here that there's this plan on detonating. It doesn't say that they're going to take them to a bunker. I don't think they've moved them.
Well, that's what the bomb squad does. Is they well, I mean, usually they take them to a safe place because this was in the backyard of a house.
Right.
They had to evacuate 300 yards around the house.
A 300-foot.
What they usually do is they remove the explosive, take it to a bomb range, and then they put like a dome over it, and the dome has C4 all around inside of it, then they just blow up inside the dome and destroy. A lot of times they don't even know if it was a live explosive or not. They just blow this shit up because they love doing that shit. But
let's go blow something up.
But dead grenades, dummy grenades, those are real easy to get. I mean, I had one when I was a kid. It had the there was a hole drilled in the bottom of the metal where the explosive was removed, and the top was the spoon, the pin, and the spring. That's the 3 parts for a grenade. So you pull the pin out, you let go of the spoon is thrown by the spring, and the spring flips over and hits the charge, which then gives you like 3 to 5 seconds to get rid of it before it blows up.
Right.
So, I had one of those when I was a kid. I would sit there and play with it all the time. I was like, ah, And it was a dead though. It was a dud. Like you can go to any Army Navy store and get one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's real common. So this guy is like, I'm going to clean up my fire pit. Oh shit, there's a grenade. So all this tax dollar money is being spent, and the bomb squad guys are like, those are duds. We had to come out here for this.
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of TV. I don't watch as much anymore, but this reminds me of you're talking about since these are fake. There was an episode of MASH where somebody had I forget his Rizzo had a fake grenade, and he was like pretending like he'd throw himself onto this grenade. It was like, oh no, it's gonna go off. Oh no, the pin fell out. And everybody fly, run out. And so he'd like throw himself on this fake grenade. He's like, I'll save you and everything. Like, oh, you saved my life, blah, blah, blah. So he's trying to scam people into thinking that this grenade is live. So, and then he got himself scammed in the end, which was brilliant. Yes, it was brilliant. Chrissy, your thoughts?
Well, I've got a personal story. I actually did find one. I live right near a river, and this is.
You found a grenade?
I found one actually.
Holy shit!
There's a lot of historical stuff in battles that were fought around my area. So
is this a modern grenade or is it an older grenade?
No. It was an much older grenade. But found it along the riverbank, and we did, like Joe said, we did have to call the bomb squad out, and then they come out with this big lead enforced huge truck, and they take it, and then the cop turned around and told me that they'd have trouble. They'd just go on the shooting range and fire that thing up. They just like to go blow stuff up. So we do know that it was an original one. They did have a curator from the museum come down and take a look at it, and
that's cool.
So I mean, it was.
Did he say what year?
But as far as would it actually blow up or not, they don't know. They're just gonna go blow it up. And
did they say how old the grenade possibly was?
They said they thought it was from the Civil War times.
Wow. I didn't know they had grenades in the Civil War.
It's not that unusual to find people around here that have found them, and they use them for like door stops. Like, I shit you not, they do. And I was afraid, I was just worried that some kid would find it, and who knows? Those things are old, and it was buried in river mud, and we'd had a lot of rain, and then the rain subsided, and as it was pulling back, these things started coming up, and I was just afraid a kid would get a hold of it or something. So they took a lot of pictures of it. Everybody was really fascinated with it. But
did you get any pictures of it?
I actually did.
Oh, you gotta
post that. My memory cards, but it was kind of weird because I wasn't that afraid of it. I mean, I was holding it in my hands and stuff. I figured if I'd be really careful, I'd be all right, and I didn't think that it would still do anything by now.
You actually picked this thing up.
I actually did pick that.
Oh my gosh! And your nickname's not Lefty, is it?
No, and not Stumpy either.
If you had gone to the bomb range and seen what they'd done with it, you'd be like, I had that in my hand.